I'm what we call a survivor of gun violence, in that my only brother, FBI Special Agent Mike Miller, was killed in November 1994, sitting at a desk working at Washington, D.C. police headquarters. And he was one of three law enforcement officers murdered by a man who entered police headquarters with a concealed assault pistol and opened the door, pulled out his MAC-10, started firing, killed Mike with the first bullet, and then killed the other two officers in the room. So I've been, since 1994, working on gun violence and seeking to do what I can to keep other families from experiencing what I have and my whole family has, which is not something that is pleasant. It's something that never leaves. It's shocking even today to me that Mike is no longer with us because of gun violence. Mike became a lawyer and found he didn't like doing it. So he applied to get in the FBI and become an agent, and was accepted. Sent him out to Oklahoma City, but he got moved away from there before the bombing, thankfully. He then was assigned to work on a new initiative in Washington, D.C., and Southeast Washington, which is an area they call Anacostia, which is a high crime neighborhood at the time. The whole family was really nervous and tense about this, because he was going into the den of evil, in a way, if you will. And then they pulled him off the street. They said, okay, that's enough for you being in that dangerous position. And they brought him in to DC police headquarters, Metropolitan Police Headquarters, and put him with his partner, a female FBI agent, and he and a DC police sergeant in an office where they were the cold case homicide squad. So they were going to work on old homicide cases that were unsolved. So we were thrilled. And then, then a couple months later, a guy who was looking for the DC chief of homicide, because he was a suspect in a triple murder, and he was hopped up on drugs and anxiety, and he got directions. He walked right into the DC headquarters, police headquarters, walked upstairs looking for the chief of homicide, and he read the word homicide on the door, and he opened the door and pulled out his MAC-10 assault pistol, opened fire, killed Mike, killed the DC police sergeant. Mike's partner was around the corner, and she came out in the gun battle with the perpetrator, and they killed each other. This was in the morning that evening, or afternoon. They finally got in the room because the door was closed, and they couldn't. There'd been all the shooting. They couldn't just barge in. They finally got in, and then my sister was the bearer of bad tidings. She called me that evening, and man, I feel so bad for her to have to call me and tell me that. I feel worse for her than for me. I mean, I can feel it like it was yesterday. When you lose somebody like I lost Mike, you don't stop loving them. They're still in your heart. It was a MAC-10, which is a really ugly assault pistol that had been originally purchased in Texas and brought up to DC. DC's got strong gun laws, and typically, like Philadelphia, like Pittsburgh, if there's a shooting, it's with an illegal gun, and that was the case in Mike's death. And it's one of the reasons why I also feel strongly about the assault weapons issue. These guns they make no sense in civil society. They're made to kill as many people as quickly as possible. And when I hear people saying that, oh no, they're for sport shooting or they're for hunting, it's nonsense. What's the sport in being able to shoot 30 bullets in 5 seconds or something like that? These are not sporting hunting guns. These are weapons of mass destruction. from the moment or soon after my brother was killed. I, like many people who suffer tragedy or whatever, I needed spiritual support. I needed to feel that there was something around me that was bigger than me and could support me. And so I went back to, after maybe 10 years or 15 years away from the church, I went back to begin to worship. My particular faith is a Presbyterian church, and it has been a critical part of my life, getting up in the morning and feeling the work that we're doing at Heeding God's Call is, in fact, God's work. And that's a tremendous thing to feel. It's a nudge to do more and to work harder and to talk to more people. That's why I love, a reason why I love the work we do at Heeding God's Call. I would like Mike's legacy to be what we're trying to do at Heeding God's Call, which is, just as the American faith community has led the way for ending slavery, for civil rights, for suffrage, for unions, for anything, any national social movement for change, I would love for it to take its rightful role and bring about that change. And for me, that'll be Mike's legacy. And that's a great, great, great legacy. I hope it happens in my life.